So here's the big question. Can you actually make money with AI? Starting from, well, from nothing? I mean, no audience, no product, not a lick of experience. We're about to dive into this really cool 7-day experiment that puts that very idea to the test.
It all kicks off with a feeling I think we've all had. You're scrolling, you see all these headlines and success stories online, and that little voice in your head just whispers, "Why isn't that me?" Well, that exact feeling is what sparked this simple but honestly pretty powerful challenge.
The goal was super clear and simple. Make my first $100 online. The catch? I had just 7 days, could only use free AI tools, and had to start from absolute zero. Look, this wasn't about trying to build some massive business overnight. It was really about answering one fundamental question. Is it even possible to just get started?
And just like that, the $100 challenge was on. The big question looming over everything was, can AI really level the playing field for someone who's a total beginner?
The strategy here was honestly refreshingly simple. No crazy business plans, no shelling out cash for expensive software. It all boiled down to just 4 steps. First, find a problem people are actually struggling with. Second, use AI to whip up a simple solution. Third, find those people for free. And finally, pitch them a simple, low-cost offer. That's it.
Okay, so what was the problem? A classic one, actually. Writing cold emails that don't suck. I mean, it's something that freelancers, founders, salespeople, pretty much everyone struggles with. And the solution? Simple. Use the free version of ChatGPT to generate some really high-quality, personalized email templates. All right, so I had a solution. Now for the hard part. Finding customers with zero budget. The approach had to be scrappy, but it turned out to be super effective. The idea was to go where potential customers are already hanging out and talking about their problems. So by hopping on Reddit and searching for phrases like struggling to get clients, it was surprisingly easy to find people right at their exact point of pain.
Now, the key here was to give value away first. So I offered a few templates for free just to build a little bit of trust. Then came the pitch for a small, personalized service. So the big question is, did any of this actually work? Oh, yeah, it worked. In just 7 days, this simple little process brought in $105 from 7 different clients. Now look, that is not life-changing money, I get it. But what it is powerful proof. Proof that you can go from just an idea to actual income with nothing more than a smart strategy and some free tools.
And check this out, this is the entire toolkit that made it all happen. We're talking ChatGPT for the writing, Notion to keep things organized, Canva for a quick graphic, Gumroad to handle payments, and of course, Reddit to find the leads. Every single one of these tools, completely free. It just goes to show you, you really don't need to invest money to start making money. Okay, so $100 in a week is definitely a win. But to really understand what's going on, we have to zoom out a little. How does this one single experiment stack up against what's happening in the broader market?
Because, while it's a cool story, we got to ask ourselves, is this success story the exception or the rule? What is the large-scale data actually telling us about AI's real impact on freelance work? And this is where the story gets, well, a little more complicated. Our little experiment was a success, right? But a major study from CESIFO paints a very different picture. It found that after ChatGPT came out, freelance writers on average saw their monthly earnings actually drop by 5.2%.
And get this is the most surprising part. You would think the best freelancers, the top-rated ones, would be totally safe, right? Nope. The data showed the exact opposite. Those high-quality freelancers were actually hit the hardest. So AI wasn't just shaking up the low end of the market, it was putting pressure on the entire thing.
So now we've got a puzzle on our hands. If the whole market is feeling the squeeze, why in the world did this little 7-day experiment work? What was the secret sauce? What was the crucial difference?
Well, this table right here pretty much reveals the secret. If you look at the different business models, the service-based one, doing work directly for a client, it has the fastest path to actually making money. The experiment worked because it wasn't trying to build a fancy product or a huge audience. It was simply focused on providing a direct service. So, if you boil it all down, here's the winning formula. First, it was a done-for-you service. People will always pay to save time. Second, it proved you don't need some big brand to get started, you just need to deliver a result that somebody wants. And third, it started small, building that proof and confidence $1, then $10 at a time.
And that brings us to what I think is the most important takeaway of all.
This isn't really about AI replacing people or being some kind of magic button for passive income. It's about understanding its real role in this whole new world we're in. Honestly, the best way to think about AI is as an amplifier. It takes the skills and the insights you already have and just makes them way more efficient. The experiment worked because a human, not a machine, identified a problem, understood the customer, and then used AI to deliver the solution faster. AI did the heavy lifting, sure, but it was human strategy that was driving the car.
At the end of the day, these tools are making it easier than ever before to turn a skill you have into a service you can sell. They're leveling the playing field, giving one person the kind of leverage that used to take a whole team. So the real question isn't, is AI going to take my job? The real question is, how are you going to use it to amplify that unique value that only you can bring to the table?